The State Needs Crime by Kevin Carson. Published on c4ss.org, December 13th, 2014. In Saturday Night Live's parody of Citizen Kane, on his slow news day, Charles Foster Kane says, "If there's not any news, we'll make some," and begins randomly shooting people out the newspaper office window. That's the first thing I thought of on reading reports that two plainclothes California Highway Patrol cops found themselves outed in the process of attempting to instigate looting by protesters during a march through Oakland and Berkeley against two recent grand jury decisions not to indict cops who had killed unarmed black men. That's right, attempting to instigate looting. You didn't misread. According to eyewitnesses live tweeting from the demonstration, the two officers, posing as demonstrators, were would-be instigators of looting. Protesters in the group they were attempting to infiltrate spotted them as fakes and outed them to the rest of the crowd. One of the panicked cops, captured in a photograph that immediately went viral, pulled his gun and began threatening the surrounding marchers. Police provocateurs as instigators of crime is an old narrative. As Earth First organizer Judi Bari famously said, the person that offers to get the dynamite is always the FBI agent. From the December 1999 Seattle protests on, the anti-globalization movement was rife with rumors of undercover cops always being the first to suggest smashing store windows. Nearly every terror cell busted by the FBI since 9/11 turned out to have been organized at every step of the way by federal agents. Indeed, the terrorists were usually so incompetent they could barely function even with FBI guidance. Just as Charles Foster Kane manufactured news where there was none, the state manufactures crime where none would otherwise exist. It does this, in the first instance, to create a pretext for using violence to suppress its immediate critics. The protesters against corporate globalization, the occupiers, marchers outraged by racial injustice. The state always attempts to tarnish any movement circulating the message that another world is possible, or casting doubt on the legitimacy of the existing system of power. It has done this by dismissing them as Reds, anarchists, and outside agitators, as in the post-Haymarket repression and the post-World War I Red Scare, and if necessary, by simply fabricating crime. But beyond that, the state needs us afraid, so we'll be willing to grant it power. A society made up of people who trust rather than fear each other, confident in their own ability to keep themselves safe through peaceful cooperation with their neighbors, is an inhospitable breeding ground for state power. The state needs crime, even if it has to invent it. That was The State Needs Crime, written by Kevin Carson and read by James Tuttle. You've been listening to Feed 44, the official podcast channel of the Center for a Stateless Society. C4SS is an anarchist think tank and media center. For more information, please visit c4ss.org.